Welcome back, trainers, and in this video we're going to be going over what is going on with the shiny Gible. Can we receive a community day? After the newly announced voting system in which Dratini already had a community day, its shiny was released and it could possibly be picked, as well as Machop. It didn't have a community day per se, but it did have that shiny already in the game. So the rules are being rewritten right now by Niantic. This is good news because, like we went over yesterday, they had their back against the wall as to what community day Pokemon are going to be in the future, running out of options. We're also going to be going over shiny Gible. Yes, I think it can receive a community day, and there's more behind just the shiny release of Gible. It wasn't just a random decision. I feel like Niantic did this intentionally to trap people, specifically spoofers. Before we continue on, I have nothing against the spoofer. It's not like I'm trying to defend myself here or make everybody on my side. I literally don't care. If you do that, that's part of your thing. I'm not condoning it. I'm not saying, oh, it's okay. It is against the terms of service and whatnot, but I feel like, yes, Niantic did set a trap, and we're going to be getting into that. So as far as Gible Community Day, I think it's safe to say we will definitely be seeing this in the future. This is fantastic news because we all wanted it. Not because of its, special move. As Garchomp stands right now, it's fantastic. But a lot of people just simply can't get it, and therefore releasing that shiny Gible was very understandable as to why a lot of people were enraged, because they see on Twitter all the people spoofing to get it, and you're a legit player over here thinking to yourself, great, they released the shiny Gible, we're not going to get a community day, therefore I'm never really going to get one or even stack up my candies. But I think Niantic had other plans regarding this. Now, if we take it back a while ago, when they did release the Lake Trio, I personally felt like that was a spoofer trap. And before we continue on here, we're just going to be taking a look at some Master League battles, so you can enjoy that while I discuss what's going on here. So take it back to the Lake Trio. When they released them in the wild before they were in raids, that was ridiculous. It was cool. It was a good concept, but the only people we were seeing getting it were spoofers, sharing locations, and they were all just catching them up. Do what you got to do, but for the regular player base, we were never going to get them, right? So initially, I thought that was some sort of trap Niantic was setting so people can go out, catch all these Lake Trio Pokemon. They're all sharing locations, and this somehow was a setup by Niantic. Turns out, probably not so much specifically for that. But fast forward it to now in the shiny Gible release, and we have a different story. Now, this is just a theory. This is not 100%. And we're also going to be going over how to seek out spoofers in your friends list. Yes, for now, Niantic may patch this in the future, but as of now, you will be able to detect a spoofer on your friends list. Now, this is not a 100% guaranteed thing, so don't go out and start accusing people. But from the homework I've done, folks, it seems pretty solid. Personally, for myself, I haven't gone through my friends list and checked myself, and I do not intend to do so because I just don't. Ignorance is bliss. Let's just put it like that, right? Anyways, shiny Gible, let's move back to that. They released that. We are all enraged. The spoofers weren't. They were in heaven. The only thing I saw on Twitter regarding a shiny Gible was images with joysticks on the screen, right? And you saw that banned image in the beginning of the video. No, that was not me. I have never gotten a warning. That's just something for you to see before we started the video to give you a little hint as to where this is going. So they released the shiny Gible. We're all enraged, and we're thinking, well, great, we're not going to get a community day. We're not going to get a community day. They released the shiny. What is going on? Some people are saying, well, what about Pikachu? That one was released shiny, and then they had a community day. This is true. And now with the new announcement of us being able to vote and pick, as well as the Pokemon that are on the list having community days already and or shinies released already, this is rewriting the rules, and everything has changed as we know it regarding community days. Therefore, Niantic knew exactly what they were doing. Release the shiny Gible, something that people will absolutely go out there and try to spoof. If you didn't even spoof before, you may have been enticed to do so. Is this kind of entrapment? Again, a little bit, but at the same time, at the end of the day, you're the one installing that program on your phone to spoof. You're the one who's going out there and doing these things that you're not supposed to, right? So yes, it is dangling a bit of a treat in front of the dog, but at the same time, you're the one who initially executed going out there and spoofing for those shiny Gibles. Now, this is leading up to people getting banned recently, and it is coming in big waves, all right? A lot of people actually wrongfully accused of, whatever. They got a warning and they did nothing wrong, which that is absolutely terrifying. If I got a warning on my phone and I had done nothing wrong, first of all, that's going to raise suspicion among people. Even if I defend myself and say I don't, people are going to still say, hey, you did. And in a community of hardcore players, I could see a lot of people, even when they were wrongfully accused, still getting accused of spoofing, even though they did nothing wrong. Now, setting the bait out with the Gible, I suppose, was, pretty clever on Niantic's, and knowing darn well how they were going to switch up the community days, and that we are probably 99.9% going to be getting a Gible Community Day, and they're sitting back laughing because we're all complaining, and they're like, haha, just wait. You're going to be getting that, and you're going to be getting returning Community Day Pokemon with new moves. As a matter of fact, they're going to be good for PvP, which a lot of people were asking for, and I'm going to say this voting system and bringing back other Pokemon is fantastic. The longevity for this game is going to be for a while. This is something they needed to do because it was catching up to them. Now, taking it back to the communities and people being wrongfully accused of whatever warnings they got on their screen, whatever happened. This is tearing the community apart, and I don't want to get too involved in anything. I'm just telling you guys what's happening here. So for the people who were actually accused and or getting warnings for spoofing, there's nothing really to say. You did something wrong, you were caught, and that's the way it goes. I'm not going to say you deserved it, but I'm going to say, well, you cheated, you got the ban warning, or you're permabanned, whatever your case may be. So that is the situation on the Gible. Now, as far as how to find people on your list that are spoofing, Execute Order 66 is about to happen here. What you should... Sorry, guys out there who do this. I'm just giving you the news. I'm a news reporter. Don't shoot the messenger. So basically, how to find out if a spoofer is on your list. This is not a 100% guarantee, and don't go out accusing people, but for the most part, it seems to be pretty on point. You send an EX pass to somebody. You know how you can invite somebody. If they have multiple passes, sometimes you simply just can't send it, but there will be an error on the screen when you do try to send them an invite because they are shadow banned. So this is basically for people who are currently shadow banned, not people who are spoofing and never got shadow banned. So if you tried to send it to somebody, they get an error. That doesn't necessarily mean that they were shadow banned. It's just an error. This is Niantic's game. There's so many bugs, but you can figure out people on your list by doing this process. So there you have it. This is a predicament for sure, because the community is actually fighting over this, specific groups of people. And it's really unfortunate to see this. I don't, condone attacking a specific person for doing a specific way of gameplay. If you have to call them out, I suppose, but calling out somebody is going to turn into a lot more. Eventually, people are going to start jumping on that wagon, and I have got to say first that I am guilty of doing these things myself, so I'm not perfect over here. I don't really call out spoofers or nothing, other situations. I just wanted to bring this to your attention because everybody was freaking out. We're not going to get Gible Community Day, but after this, it's clear as day that we will be receiving this in the future as possibly part of one of these voting systems, in which if it was, then obviously people are going to be picking that. And let's talk about the Pokemon that don't get picked. Say, for the current list that we do have, Machop, Dratini, Vulpix, and Rhyhorn. Which one of those, say Rhyhorn gets picked, are the other ones never going to make a return? I feel like they may bring them back as another option another time in the future. So don't get too upset if your specific Pokemon doesn't get picked for that community day. Anyways, if you did enjoy this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Just wanted to bring you a little bit of news regarding that, kind of giving you a little bit of alleviation regarding that Gible shiny release, no community day dilemma, because personally for myself, I have a ton of Gible candies. I have a plethora of Gibles, but a lot of people out there simply just can't find a Gible or hatch it for the life of them. And they want to see a community day so they can finally get themselves a Garchomp, because who does not want that thing? It is amazing. So there you have it. There is a bit of drama within the community. There's a bit of celebration as well as regarding this new community day kind of voting system, in which I am welcoming. It is pretty neat. I know a lot of you are not too happy as far as the roster of the Pokemon that can be voted for, but just give it time, folks. This game has so much longevity. They're going to get better. It looks like they're trying to bring up the PvP Pokemon because, well, the Go League is going to be coming out soon, in which that's going to be PvP online. So they're probably trying to give us more options of Pokemon to pick. And I totally understand where they're coming from regarding that. Now, pretty much all the Pokemon featured on the Community Day for the month of February are going to just be usable for PvP, other than Rhyperior with Rock Wrecker, which we still do not know the performance of Rock Wrecker. And at this point, I'm gonna not lie. I'm gonna tell you I want to pick Rhyhorn because of that shiny. Because we do currently have Rampardos, but say Rock Wrecker is just a tad behind Rampardos. That's gonna give Rhyperior a bit more bulk. So you're gonna have a longer TDO. You're gonna be lasting longer and potentially doing more damage with just one Rhyperior as opposed to multiple Rampardos. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a big thumbs up, trainers. Thought I'd bring you this news and let you know what is going on within the community and my thoughts regarding the Gible Community Day itself. Thank you for watching, and I'll be catching you all next time. Take care.